Historically, there's been a stigma related to mental health when really it's, something basic to all of us. Art therapy is a mental health profession, and it combines psychological theory and art making. There's been a lot of work in the area of neuroscience in the brain and trauma. They found that when someone goes through a traumatic experience, that part of the brain that has language and narrative and sequential words to kind of shuts down. And it has to do with being in survival mode. So when you ask someone to talk about that experience, it's often very difficult, and there isn't the words there because it was the experience, the multi-sensory experience. So the art, you can have them express it visually and start to talk about what is on the paper, and that's putting a narrative then, and they're better able to access that and then access the emotions that go with it. I'm just going to share briefly something that I do when I'm feeling a little stressed or I need to, release a little energy, and it's something you can do as well, which is to draw a mandala, which is a Sanskrit word for sacred circle, and it's basically just using line, shape, and color and filling in your feelings with that. It sort of releases energy, and it's also pleasurable and fun and helps me relax and calm. And the idea is, starting in the middle and working out can be sort of centering too. I've worked with teenagers a lot. They're not excited about talking to a therapist usually. And so, doing the art is another way to connect with them and lower their anxiety and their defenses and help them communicate in a way that may be a little more relaxed. I met Megan as a teenager who had a lot of difficult feelings. And we did art therapy together, I think, for 3 years. I feel she learned a lot of really good coping skills for the stressors that she was experiencing. And art became one of the major things that helped her with her coping, to the point where now, as an adult, she's an artist. She's a painter primarily.
Traditional therapy didn't really click with me. I didn't like talking about a lot of things, but I always loved to draw. I started learning different techniques from Diane. I started using my sketchbook like a diary. Made me realize I loved to draw. I was good at drawing. I had a passion for it, and that it was my voice. My art career now is, I do a lot of commissions and murals. I teach at Oak Knoll. I teach my residents how to draw and paint. We have like a little session, living proof, kind of working with cancer survivors and their families, doing art. And I've been lucky, I don't know, it's a lot of commission, word of mouth, and Facebook, Instagram, Etsy. Art kind of takes all the noise away when you draw or paint or create. It just kind of puts you in a different headspace, and you can kind of zero in on one thing rather than trying to worry about a bunch of them all at once. The beautiful thing about art is that you make something that wasn't there before, and that it is timeless, it doesn't have any boundaries, and it's freedom. You don't have to create a masterpiece to be an artist or put that pressure on yourself. We already put a lot of pressures on ourselves without having to do that. Famous words of Bob Ross, there's no mistakes, just happy accidents.